Hey folks, Jonathan here. Alright, part 2 of the unit crane, dragline crane. We are where I parked the truck at, which is right here. So I figured I'd walk in here live so you can see how far I've got to go and what I've got to deal with. Now the road used to go right through here. Let's see if we can come out into the road here. Here it is. So here's the road and the fence line. Now we're probably going to bring the machine down the other side of the fence there. Now once you get up this little road a little ways, and I know it's not so much a road now, it's got trees in the middle, but once you get up the road a little ways, it gets wet again. That's where the creek is running right through the road. You see there's a fence here, and there's a fence here. So, on each side. I probably could get it cleaned out some and drive my truck at least up a pretty good ways. Save me some walking, but, you know, I hope to have a skid steer here. And I've got severe emphysema, so it don't help none. I've got to force myself, push hard. So. All right, should be getting close to the water up here. A deer trail. A lot of rubs and scrapes out here. Alright, so this is where the road turns into a creek. So all this water right down the road is the reason that we're going to come down that field and then cut over into the road or go all the way down the field and get the fence down on the other side or something. And this is swamp wet. In other words, that's mud. You step in the wrong spot, you'll be up to your knees. And I'm not real good judge of distance, but we're just about to the machine. Excuse me. And here it is. So let's see if we can get some injectors out of this thing. That's what we're here for. All right, folks, I finally got these things loose. I have never in my life, I come up here yesterday and my 3/4 wouldn't fit on it, so I assumed it was 13/16. It looked 3/4 to me, but as you get older and your eyes start getting worse, it's harder to see. So anyway, I'm going to my box that actually this came out of a junk car. Get the 3/4 out and it don't fit on it. So I'm assuming that it's 13/16. Well, I wasn't checking to see that they had an 18mm in place of it. And below that, they've got a 17mm. So I didn't have a 3/4. And didn't realize it. So I brought a 13/16 and I brought a 7/8 just in case. And too big. So I finally went back to the truck again and found a 3/4. So anyway, after all this ordeal, I finally got these bolts loose. So we're going to go ahead and get the injectors out. And I'll probably just take them home and we can take the nozzles off. We can turn them and take them off and probably get them unstuck with no problem. This is a 2-valve head. Both them valves on the outside are exhaust valves. It intakes through the the sides of the cylinder. So I think that the 4-valve injectors are different than the 2-valve. And I don't think I'm going to be able to locate any 2-valve injectors real easy. So I figured I'd just go on and pull them off. And I don't know what they are. They're probably, if I was guessing, N60s or something. and we will see, and hopefully we got what we need to get these off. So let me get at that and see what we can get figured out. All right, folks, both injectors are out. We're going to take them with us. These are both 70s. I can't see if it says anything in front of the 70 or not. It just says GM 70. We'll see what we can do about getting them broke loose without taking them all the way down, but you never know what's going to happen. This should, when you lean it, it should fall on its own. That's how loose that rack should be. We can get this thing wrapped up, and we're going to go see if we can get these injectors right. And then when we come back next time, it'll be injectors, our water pipe piece, starter, and then we should be able to hopefully fire this thing up. All right, folks, I'm back. My son's on vacation, so he's with me. He helped me carry a part of a starter in so we can do some checking. And I've got 2 injectors. Now, the injectors come out of here, I will show you later on video. I could not get them to come unstuck, even the plungers. And I'm wondering if it had to do with the fact that the fuel system was drained. And somehow it didn't have any fuel in the injectors. I've never had them stuck like they were stuck. So, I've just bought 2 rebuilt ones. Shouldn't be an issue there. I have not got this piece made yet, but I wanted to come over mainly and check the starter and see what tooth it was. And we're going to see, I think a 42 MT with 11 tooth gear is going to do us, but we're going to see. So we'll check that first, and then we'll try to get these injectors in. That is, and here's what we brought. Now the armature's no good for this, but we since we had to carry it in, I figured light as we could get it. And that's an 11 tooth. Now a 12 tooth, of course, has one more tooth, but it's a lot smaller gear because it's a closer gear tooth. So we'll climb in here and see what gear tooth this has got. See if we can get it on video. Okay, so here's a picture. And looking at what he's got there, I'm betting that 11 is going to fit because it's a pretty aggressive tooth. And then, as you can see, it's moved over to the left of the hole quite a ways. And this is a big Bendix. So we're going to try to slide the starter in there real quick, and hopefully that head is indexed right, and we'll try it out. All right. Okay. Kind of dark, but we're going to see. Oh, it slid in, didn't it? Yep. All right. Now, with it slid in, we need to engage the Bendix. Pull back on it. We'll engage it. Okay. How much backlash is that? Or is it not going in? Well, it's going to be ratcheted. So, all right, let me stop the camera a minute where I can get in here and give him a hand here. All right, folks, I think we got it. 11 tooth. We're pulling it out, and it's going in, and it seems to be working fine. I can only turn it one way because it. Wait a minute. It shouldn't. Yeah, it ratchets one way. That's what I was doing. That's what you was feeling, the clicking. So we're good. Now we just need to get a starter made up, and the starter is going to be that starter complete together with the Bendix is 60 pounds. And like I said, probably has a little more horsepower than that 2-cylinder engine. But let's get over there and see if we can get some injectors in, and then we can start getting out of here. All right, folks, back together. And we're going to set the valve cover on it. Now we're not going to, when we start it, we'll have the valve cover off because I don't want to take a chance on sticking it all. I don't know how well the governor's going to work. Try to get some of that dirt out of there too. That ain't good. So anyway, there it is. Now we're stuck on the linkage right here, so I've got it unhooked here. I'm going to be right here when we start it anyway, so if I put a remote starter on, I should be able to be right here with it. And then we will take, I'm going to plug off the hole where the ether injection is. We're going to take this off, and then I'm going to get a board that will fit over the end of it, so just in case. But I mean, with having new injectors, we shouldn't have any issue with it sticking. But you know, you don't ever know, so there's no reason to take a chance on it. Okay, folks, made it in here with a skid steer. As you can see, it's wet, really wet. Now we've had a lot of rain too, but I've got a road Got to do a little more work on it right here. I didn't want to do a lot of work because every time you get hit it, you're going to bring the water to the surface and get worse. But I made a road through here to be able to get my truck in because I've sort of made a change in plans. From the looks of all this mud and how soft it is, and the fact that there's turning issues with this thing, we're going to get fired up still. We're still going to drive it. But I need to have the winch on the skid steer, the winch box, to help turn this thing and help get it out of here. So that's the plan, is to go ahead and raise the boom up and chain it. And I think I'm missing some pulleys for it. I think someone has come and taken some stuff off this thing, is why it's even down, but that's okay, we'll work with it. But I want to get it up. I'm going to go ahead and get this bucket and hopefully get it out of here while I'm here. And it's a nice heavy bucket, so it'll be fun. Let me see. The starter is being put together now for it. Hopefully I'll have it back tomorrow. We'll see. My 30-year wedding anniversary is tomorrow, so I may not be working. Depends on what my wife has planned for me. So anyway, the plan is to get the starter on it and the water neck on it this week and get her started up. And I've got quite a bit of other stuff I've got to do this week. We've got a big steam engine coming in, and I've got a few other pieces that I picked up that I've got to get in. But I'm going to keep trying to we're going to get that boom up, get that chain first, clean out around that machine a little bit. Like I said, the more I move, the more water comes up. Once you get back this way, it's not too bad. And now that the sun's on it, it may help it dry out some. So, but I've got it now to where I can at least get my pickup up to it, and that'll bring the starter and all that in. I won't need to use the skid steer to haul everything in, and then I can get the winch box on the skid steer and just use it for serious stuff. All right, folks. Down here is the skid steer and the end of the boom, and here's where we're going to bring it up and try to chain it. I don't know how well we're going to work out with this, but we'll see. I'll set you down here somewhere where you can possibly see what's going on if the sun ain't shining too bright. it's going to work. But if it keeps it off the ground, that's our main thing for now. Alright, let me load it down. Get this thing running. We'll get it turned this way. And then we'll have the winch if we need it. And I can get a truck in here now if I have to. You know, one of the wreckers or something. So. Anyway, we got the boom up. It's not up as high as I'd like, but for now it's okay. I can raise it later. All right, folks, got the bucket out here. A heavy bucket. So anyway, was debating on whether I needed to load up my truck before I come out of here, if I need to go out first. I guess I can still unload if I have to, but I might set that bucket up toward the front and then load up my skid steer after that. I believe that's what I'll do. Put the bucket up this way, chain it down, and then load my skid steer just like I normally load it. So. All right, folks, before I end this video, I want to go ahead and show you these injectors. This is, you can see the pump is stuck. I got this one back out a little bit, but as soon as I tapped these down, they just tapped in and stayed. So that's why I changed the injectors, since they were, they're just no good. And that's just all there is to it. So I'm not messing with them. Got the new ones in it. We'll try to get started this week. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Bye.